Alright guys, we're out here at the farm and I've been having a lot of deer moving around eating my blueberry bushes and everything that I've been working so hard to accomplish out here. And we're about a week before the rut. It's the day after election, November the 4th, probably 68 degrees. We're gonna sit out here, see what comes out this evening. But I set this stand up 2 days ago and looks really good. A lot of activity going on. So we're gonna settle in, see what happens over the next couple hours. Here's the setup we got. That back right corner over there is a funnel. On the other side of those trees is a stand of white oaks. We got a huge window right there. Then we've got several little shooting windows right here. And a huge lane right there. And then just a window to observe them coming. But there's a peninsula right there on the other side of the field. There's about 4 different trails and they're coming out of there, heading over to this tree line, walking down this tree line about 50, 60 yards off the tree line and heading into that corner to go to the white oaks. I saw a really big buck out here the other morning. Saw 4 bucks in one morning. So that's why I set this stand up right here. So let's settle in and see what happens. Well guys, that's it. We had 3 does tonight and absolutely no chasing. So we're gonna get down and come back tomorrow. It's day 2. We're headed down into the woods. Same stand we hunted last night. I got here about an hour and a half ago. Right after I got here, I heard something running through the woods and I looked over and there was a massive buck running wide open, and about 5 yards behind him was a German Shepherd right on his heels. And he ran to where the mules are and jumped 5 does that were bedded down in a thicket with the mules. And they jumped up and ran out and scared the mules to death. My Molly ran into a fence and one of the doe tried to jump the fence and hit the top barbed wire. So jumped 5 doe in there with them, and then I turned around and there was a 6th doe, and that German Shepherd turned around and started chasing that 6th doe back down towards the stand. But I have a funny feeling he chased that big buck across the street. So I think this evening's hunt is gonna be a bust. But we're gonna go down here and see. He may come back, but I'm pretty sure he's the same buck that I saw out here the other morning 2 days ago. It's just, I wasn't hunting that morning, but he was chasing a lot of pre-rut activity going on. So we'll see what happens this evening. Let's go get in the stand. There's a little spike right there. Heading into the peninsula, so that's a good sign. Any luck? We saw that spike and then it was too dark to get the other deer, but I got a doe and then 2 more doe came out right at dark, but I didn't have a legal shooting light. And
So that was 4 tonight, but like I said, right when I got there, you know, that the German Shepherd was chasing that big buck, and they jumped 6 does total. So that was 7 right when we got there, and then 4 more. So a total of 11 tonight. And still no chasing activity. That spike was just walking right across the field and went into the peninsula. And but seeing a lot of dead bucks on the side of the road. Saw 2 decapitated bucks, meaning that they were really big, so somebody took the heads off of them. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go out there tomorrow morning. I think the way that stand is set up, I think they're funneling back into the woods right past that stand in the morning, but they're exiting halfway up the field, which is consistent the last 3 nights that I've been there, watching them exit out halfway up the field. So we're going to go back in the morning and see what happens. So we'll see you then. All right, I'm about 50 yards away from the stand. It's right there in the center of that water oak right there. There's 4 little water oaks right there, and I'm in the center one. Perfect concealment. There's the back left corner where they funneling in and out. As you saw, that hunt ended up in a kill of that 9-point, and I apologize, but the video of me getting him out of the woods and all that kind of stuff, it didn't take. So I must have thought I was on record and wasn't. But in any event, when those 3 doe came out, a spike came out right behind and started chasing the 2 yearling does. So I put the camera down, and right after that, 3 more does came out. Then that big buck came out, another big buck came out. So I went from having no deer in the field to having 9 deer in the field within a period of about 2 minutes. 3 of them were bucks, and all 3 were chasing does. And it went from, like I said, 0 to wide open like that. And I was so focused on watching this buck at 100 yards to my right where those 3 doe were that I didn't even see the second buck. He was 20 yards in front of me, but I couldn't assess him. All I could tell you is he was a big buck with antlers above his head, but I don't know how many points, or if he was mature, if he was big enough to shoot or what. But pretty exciting that I had all the chasing activity, and we were roughly 5 days before the peak of the rut. So I put a camera out. I got a 10-point on camera, but I don't think it was that buck that was in front of me, because this was a smaller 10-point than what I saw in front of me. So in any event, turned out great, had an awesome time, and bagged a buck and put some meat in the freezer. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.